Here's what's coming up on today's show.
We're in the trust business. If clients don't trust us, we have nothing.
Hello, this is Mark Silverman, managing member and founder of Silverman & Associates, and I'm also a certified financial planner professional. I want to welcome you to the Saving with Silverman podcast. I'm glad you're here. Each week, we'll discuss different financial planning topics because making smarter choices about your money impacts the quality of your life.
Now let's talk about different characteristics of advisors. And you explain, if you would, Mark, why these particular characteristics are important in a financial advisor and how you determine if an advisor has these characteristics or not. A lot of people out there call themselves advisors. Some are good, some are not so good. But how about trust? How do you decide if somebody is a person you can trust? Is this just as simple as a gut feeling or what?
Yeah, but to get back to your initial statement, a lot of people call themselves advisors, but even more so, a lot of people call themselves planners. Mm-hmm. And Ron, I know you know, but there's only one designation, certified financial planner, that truly designates whether somebody is a planner or not. And I encourage, if you're working with someone or thinking about working with someone, vet them and make sure they're a CFP, and ask them if they are or they aren't, and why not if they aren't.
And Mark Silverman is a certified financial planner professional.
I am, so I'm a little biased. But, trustworthy, obviously, we're in the trust business. If clients don't trust us, we have nothing. Trust takes a long time to build, but it's very easily broken. And, trust is important. If you ask somebody a question, no matter what it is, even if it's uncomfortable, if your advisor should be able to answer that question. If they can't, or they don't know that answer, they should be able to find out that answer and get back to you on it. Doesn't mean they need to know everything, but if they don't know, they should also admit that they don't know it and get the answer and get back to you, rather than make something up or just simply skirt around that question and not answer it. So trust is paramount to what we do. Without trust, there's nothing.
Yeah, I hate it when I ask somebody a question and politicians are really good at this. Ask them a question and they dance all over the place trying to avoid answering it.
Right.
So, and there is that simple thing called likability. I mean, some people you like, some people you don't like. How do you assess whether or not this is somebody you'd enjoy working with?
Well, so we have phone conversations, which is what you're going to offer everybody afterwards. And then if we decide we're a good fit, we invite clients to come in for a meeting, to meet in person. And that's part of that process, is for them to know us, for us to get to know them and determine if we're going to work together. If we don't feel comfortable with them, just as if they don't feel comfortable with us, we should not start an engagement to work together. Because if they're not going to be truthful and honest and not give us the information that we need, we're not going to be able to do our jobs, especially as a fiduciary. Yeah. And so, we've got to like our clients, which we do. I have great clients. I'm very lucky to have the type of clients that we have. And not everybody's a good fit. We're not a perfect fit for everybody, just like everybody's not a perfect fit for us. So the ones that we do serve well and ones that are a good fit, it's important that we have that relationship, and we have to like our clients just as much as they'll have to like us.
If you'd like to have a conversation with Mark Silverman, once again, that number is 520-333-7601. You can call or text. Mark, we say so many times that everybody's situation is different. I'm unique, you're unique. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to retirement planning. And different advisors out there, whether they really are advisors or planners or whatever, have different areas of expertise. They're advisors with different specialties. How do you know if somebody that you're talking to has the right skill set for your particular situation?
Sure. Or I think, to add on to what you were saying, salespeople.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, some people aren't even advisors or planners. They're just salespeople.
Exactly.
And that's okay. If people want to be sold a product, that's fine. If that's what you're looking for, I can tell you that's not what's going to happen here. So we're not going to be a good fit for you if that's all you're looking for, is somebody to push a product. Yeah. But anyways, to each their own. But everybody's got to be well-rounded. And to get back to the CFP statement, if you are working with someone that is a CFP, not only have they been vetted background-wise and ethically and that sort of thing, but they've also displayed a knowledge of not just investments, but retirement planning, income planning, education planning, legacy planning, tax planning, insurance planning, all these different areas. So we're very well-rounded in what we do, versus others, and not to pick on the annuity people, but there's many of them on the radio, and they're loving these down markets because this is a time to scare people into buying an annuity, which is unfortunate, but that's what's going on these days. having somebody that's going to be honest with you and assess your needs and give you advice that's in your best interest, not trying to push a product on you to solve your problem, but give you actual advice that's unbiased and objective, which is hard to find these days, believe me.
I know that, when you first get together with someone, and this applies to your relationship, going through the whole process, if they decide that they want to work with you, is you do a lot of listening. And, because everybody's situation is different, as we mentioned. And how do you know if an advisor is really listening to you and what you're concerned about?
What does the saying go that, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason? So we're supposed to do more listening than talking.
That makes sense.
But how do we know what our clients want until we've listened? We assess, even before clients come in, before we meet them the first time, we'll have them fill out some questionnaires to find out what their specific concerns are so I can address those concerns. Everybody's situation's different, and for me to assume I've got some, going back to the annuities, I have some special product that's going to guarantee somebody something that they think they're going to get, which isn't really what it seems to be, and that's going to solve their problems before I even know what their problems are, that's a problem. In fact, there's an ad that runs on the radio stations that does discuss them being a fiduciary, then pushing a product, an annuity, albeit in the same ad, which is kind of a contradiction, so to speak. But anyways, really listening to our clients and understanding what their goals, needs, and objectives are, so we can facilitate and give them advice that's in their best interest, that's going to work for them. So if we're not listening, we're not doing our jobs.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And, sometimes I say you can ask Mark Silverman some questions and get some answers, and you may get some answers to some questions you didn't even know you needed to ask. How does a good advisor find problems that a client doesn't even know exist? How do you do that?
Sure. So when we go into our financial planning process, we give clients actually a folder that lists all the different services that we provide. Some might be things that you would expect for us to do, some things you wouldn't expect us to do. So it shows us everything that we're going to provide as part of our contract to our client. And as I tell people, but through the end of that process, we are going to answer all the questions that you had, as well as questions you didn't even know to ask, which is important because we've done this for so many people that we can find pitfalls and things that have happened with other people that we want to make sure that our clients don't replicate mistakes other people have made. So that comes with the experience of doing this for a long time.
It's important to go ahead and reach out and make that phone call. Maybe you've been listening to the show for a long time, and there are people out there, I'm sure, who listen to it every week or have listened from time to time and just haven't gotten around to making that phone call. Why is it so important to get in touch with you right now?
Well, timing is everything. And we have the show. We provide information for people. We want to stay top of mind. Maybe you don't have needs now. Maybe you do in the future. Maybe now is a good time. Maybe you're looking at your portfolio going, oh, my God, I'm supposed to retire. I don't think I'm going to be able to. And planning is important. I can tell you, retiring in a down year is sometimes a challenge. But if you plan properly, you're able to do that. And we've actually had several clients that have retired this year, which is a down market, which isn't optimal. It's better retire in an up market, but it's really helping people, and we want to make ourselves accessible and there for you. So reaching out, having a conversation, if the time is right, we're happy to have that conversation. I'm not going anywhere, so if you want to reach out later, that's fine. But I can tell you, I don't know how many times I've heard people say, I wish I would have called you sooner, because the sooner you call, the more options you have. The closer you get to your retirement date, or if you're in retirement, the less options you have. And the more options you have, obviously, are the better.
Gosh, it happens so many times. People come to talk to you and say, wow, I wish I'd done this 10 years ago.
And I tell them, I said, you are where you are. Hindsight's always 20/20. Let's make the best decisions we can from this point on. But you can't kick yourself for not doing something you should have done.
You've been listening to the Saving with Silverman podcast. If you have any questions at all about your financial situation, please give Mark Silverman a call. Again, his number is 520-333-7601, or go online to savingwithsilverman.com. For Mark Silverman, I'm Ron Stutz. We'll see you next time on the Saving with Silverman podcast.
The Saving with Silverman podcast is brought to you by Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC, based in Tucson, Arizona. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere you listen to shows. Subscribe to the show on your favorite app today and never miss an episode. Just search for Saving with Silverman to find us, or visit savingwithsilverman.com to listen to past episodes, to contact Mark, and to learn more about how to make smarter decisions with your money.
Did you know that Mark Silverman also has a radio show? Tune in to Saving with Silverman Saturdays and Sundays at 3 p.m. on AM 790 KNST.
All matters discussed on this show are for informational purposes only. Opinions expressed are solely those of Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC, and staff. All topics covered are believed to be from reliable sources. However, Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC makes no representation as to its accuracy or completeness. This show shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or investment advisory services to residents of any state other than Arizona or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Fee-based financial planning and investment advisory services offered through Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Arizona. Insurance products and services are offered through Silverman & Associates, an affiliated company.